This is a guide for beginners to be Master Ninja in Ninja Gaiden 4. Yeah, that's right. It doesn't matter if you're new to this game or just a their hero from previous games. If you think Master Ninja is impossible, well, let's fix that. Here are 8 simple and effective tips that actually make Master Ninja at least manageable. And there's no button mashing, no analog gymnastic, no 20-hit juggles, maybe even less brain work. Just simple stuff. Before we dive in, here's the most important part. Unlike a lot of action games out there, and definitely unlike Souls, Ninja Gaiden 4 is not a dodge and roll game. It feels like this dash and hopping around is pretty fast and can avoid a lot of scratches, but if you do that in a Master Ninja combat, so instead, you should keep your guard button glued down. The real core idea in this game is to connect as much invisibility time as possible. Every move you do should fit into the next iframe move. Other times, guard yourself. That is the hidden rhythm of this game. So the most common moves you should be doing in this game are Obliteration and Ultimate Technique. These two moves are invincible the whole time and can easily finish an enemy off. Also, you know what's funny? They're both triggered by the same input, heavy attack. So it's like the game is telling you, yep, these two moves are awesome, but they aren't something you can just swinging around willy-nilly. You don't just dash, go near some dismember enemy, obliterate, or charge an ultimate technique where you stand. That'll just lead you to... So how do we do it? Landing ultimate technique. It didn't say much in the tutorial, but the idea is from any jump, when you're about to touch the ground, press or hold heavy attack. This way you will immediately enter a state where you can either automatically obliterate any nearby enemy, or charge toward a dismember enemy a little bit away from you and obliterate. Or, before landing, release the guard button, then, when you're doing the landing ultimate technique while absorbing a blood essence, that'll trigger an instant ultimate technique. This is also shown in the game tutorial, which is called Ultimate Guidance. And what about this blood essence? When an enemy dies after about 2 seconds, a blood essence will pop out, small ones and big ones. You will absorb it automatically if you are not attacking, which gives you a little bit of health boost. Trust me, it doesn't worth it. Absorbing small ones give you level 1 ultimate technique. Big ones or more than 2 small ones will give you level 2 ultimate technique, which is in most of the time what you should be after. Now, with this landing ultimate technique in mind, through this whole Master Ninja journey, all you gotta do is use obliteration to finish off an enemy, and then use their blood essence to boost instant ultimate technique. Then obliterate another dismember enemy, and then ultimate technique again. Yep, this is the Ninja Gaiden cycle. The real tricky part here is how to get the blood essence, how to create dismemberment, and how to survive in between. This brings us back to our topic, 8 simple tips for your survival in between. Once you get the hands of all of it, that is your ticket against Master Ninja. First one, wind run. Instead of using the jump button, you can press jump and light attack together to perform a wind run. Wind run is faster and lower than a normal jump, has iframes, auto tracks enemies, and most important of all, it's a jump. So guess what? It can lead to landing ultimate technique, which will lead to obliteration or instant ultimate technique. But of course, since wind run will automatically track target, and lock mechanism in this game is chaotic, so sometimes you still have to use normal jump. Second one, Guillotine Throw. Once you're comfortable with wind run, you will naturally know Guillotine Throw. That's when you're near any human shape and size enemy, the same input of wind run will automatically turn into Guillotine Throw. This move is invincible the whole time, and the enemies you toss forward can bump into other enemies, making them all stagger like bowling pins. You can do this either on the ground or in midair. It doesn't matter if the enemy is blocking or power attacking. So as you can imagine, this is a very powerful crowd control. The only downside of this move is it can only work on human-sized enemies, and some enemies will even counter you, so watch out when you're near those specific kinds. Third one, Wind Path. This is kinda like a supplement for Guillotine Throw. Works on basically all the enemies. When you jump or wind run towards an enemy, you can use the jump button to step on their back and flip behind them. This staggers the enemy, puts you in a relatively safe position to do landing ultimate technique. Also, this move has a secret function, but we will talk about it later. Fourth one, and the famous one, Izuna Drop. They don't even bother to translate it, so you know it's a killer move. Izuna Drop is invincible the whole way through, and after you smash their head in, guess what? you will do a little backflip. Then that's also considered a jump, so you can do your landing ultimate technique thing again. Izuna Drop doesn't necessarily need you to follow a certain sequence to connect, unlike how the game suggests. It doesn't matter how the enemy got airborne, as long as they're in the air, it can link to Izuna Drop. Here are some easy and effective ways to launch enemies. For Twin Blades, Dragon Sword, light heavy to launch. For Rapier, double heavy to launch. These two are fast, but since some enemies can block your launch, there are two alternatives. Rapier's Raven form, the drill, simply press Raven and jump to launch. But there's a catch. This move has terrible aim, and Rapier itself has excellent aim. So you better do a light or heavy attack first to line up the angle, then do your launch. Assassin's Tool's Raven form is the mechanical arm. Again, Raven and jump to launch yourself first, then press Raven and light attack to boom the enemy or enemies upward. These two Raven moves can launch enemy whether they're blocking or power attacking. So combining these two sets of launches, you will have a handful of tools to make them go as high as you want. There's another way for Assassin's Tool to launch enemies, but we'll talk about it later. Now let's show how to connect from airborne to Izuna Drop. For Twin Blades, Dragon Sword, and Staff, 3 light attacks and 1 heavy attack. Since Staff takes too much time as you can see, so the best option here is Twin Blades and Dragon Sword. For Rapier and Assassin's Tools is 2 light attacks and 1 heavy attack. Also, if you're afraid of the enemy might block your air attack, just do a Raven form light attack first, then continue with 3 lights or 2 lights, it still works. Izuna Drops plays an important role in your survival. 5th one, Flying Swallow. Like the name suggests, this is more like a repositioning tool rather than an attack tool. It's fast, it moves a long distance, it has iframes, it has a one-shot kill ability against dismembered enemies. It's not as fancy as its cover, but it has 2 basic functions. First, when you're attacking in air, if you want to get out of there, maybe a range attack is coming, or you just want to get out of the crowd, or this enemy can't be Izuna Drop, and you're not sure what kind of surprise they got for you down there, you can simply push your analog toward the enemy, do shuriken, and immediately heavy attack to perform a flying swallow. The second function is what we talked about earlier. When using Assassin's Tool, a successful flying swallow can launch the enemy, so you can simply input light and heavy attack to do an Izuna Drop. But wait, this is Assassin's Tool, right? So why just 1 light attack? That is because Flying Swallow itself is considered as the first hit. This is the fastest way to do an Izuna Drop, but you can't change weapon with this move. 6th one, Perfect Dodge. In this game, perfect parry, hard, perfect block, even harder. Normally, us rookies and heroes can only perform them accidentally, but perfect dodge, I bet anyone can intentionally do the few in a single fight. Let alone we have an amulet to further enhance the time window. But I'm not talking about perfect dodge here, I'm talking about what comes after it. After perfect dodge, whether it's a jump or a flashy Bollywood style slide, if you press heavy attack, it's considered a landing ultimate technique. Surprise, surprise. And you know what's more? Even if there's no dismember enemy or blood essence, the counterattack after perfect dodge is invincible. And I mean all the way. And I mean all weapons. Even if you charge it a little bit. But remind you, when you're charging it, it's not invincible. So this is yet another landing ultimate technique options when you're weighing the situation. Very fast and useful. Next time when you're intentionally trying to dodge, watch out if you're succeeded. And be ready for your counterattack. Don't just waste this opportunity. If you've gotten this far, you already have a chance to take Master Ninja head on. All these 6 tips give you mobility and attack options. And they are the key to surviving the in-between part I talked about from the start. But now, the real problem. What if the enemy is always blocking, even blocking ultimate technique, and there's no blood essence? What do I do then? Well, here are the last 2 tips, and from here on out, I gotta take it up a teeny tiny notch, but still in a simple ballpark. 7th one, offset. Don't get scared, it's not as hard as you might think. I'll explain it step by step. Just give it a few tries in the training room, you'll get it in no time. Whip out your Assassin's Tool. Do 2 light attacks. Immediately hold your guard button. Move anywhere you like, but don't release guard button. You will do a dash as normal. Then, while holding the guard button, do a Raven form light attack. The mechanical arms are light attack. And you will directly go into the 3rd Raven light attack. This is the basic idea of offset. You can skip the first two Raven attacks and go right into the third one, which is the most powerful one, has the highest chance to dismember enemies and save you a lot of bloodbind. Also, that is why all the Raven combos are 3 hits. They all serve the purpose of offset. And why do we use Assassin's Tool first? Because the third light attack of the mechanical arm is very powerful. It is long range, break blocks and power attacks, has high chance of dismemberment, and here comes another offset technique. When you finish the move, while holding the guard button the entire time, you can dash again and do the same offset again, which means if you have enough bloodbind, you can do this forever. This move can help you deal with a lot of problematic Master Ninja situations, and sometimes even make the battle a bit boring if you abuse it. But hey, this is for beginners to be Master Ninja, right? So that's what we're after. The good old Assassin's Tool sound a lot more interesting now, huh? With this offset in mind and getting familiar with it, you'll find a new world open up to you. All these Luffy rubber bastards are not that formidable anymore. Here are some recommended moves for dismemberment using offset. Twin Blades, midair, 2 light attacks, offset, and Raven's third midair heavy attack. Drill, whether on land or air, all attacks are perfect when facing single enemies. Hammer, midair third attack, but you need to time it, so practice a little. Assassin's Tool, we covered that earlier. Dragon Sword, Ravens, or Gleam Form as the game calls it, all third attacks are good and also fast. Now, 8th and last tip. As you can imagine, with all these 7 tips above, you can deal with all kinds of enemies, but with one exception, those juggernauts. Those big dudes you can't launch, hard to dismember, and if you only got 1 or 2 of those guys with no blood essence around, what do I do then? The answer is Perfect Fatal Flash. It's not that complicated. The hard part of Perfect Fatal Flash is not the Perfect Flash itself, that is just a timing thing. It's the parry. But do you really have to be familiar with all those juggernauts? Actually, no. When you think about parry, you might think about parrying an enemy's first hit. That's where it took the wrong turn. You don't parry their first hit, but the second or the third hit. And remember what I said earlier about the secret function of Wind Pass? When you step on some juggernauts and hop to their back, their responses are often fixed. Take Malhurt and Van Gelf. After you Wind Pass Malhurt, he usually will do a sidestep and then a slap. Just practice how to parry this one single hit. Then keep air teabagging him and wait for the hit. With Van Gelf, after Wind Pass, he will either do smashes or power attack. Just parry the smash's second hit. It's like press guard then press attack. That simple. With Nada, I wanna say, he looks formidable with all those fancy moves, but actually he's the easiest one. Just hold your ground and wait for his second or third attack. There you go. And with this annoying cannon dude, just use dash or wind run to stay close to him. This way, he'll only do 3 moves: Sucker Shot, Tackle, or Stomp. Sucker Shot and Tackle can be blocked or dodged easily. Just wait for his Stomp. since this move has a longer startup. Last one, Goliath. He's tricky, no simple way to parry him, but after 7 tips we just got too much up our sleeves. Take your pick. Also, with all those other juggernauts, while you're in combat, you can't always do your parry or perfect singing under all this pressure. It's fine. A successful parry will give you a small blood essence, so you can landing ultimate technique their ass. If you can't do both, remember when we said about how drill is very powerful against single enemy? When holding the attack button, the whole drilling move can auto parry melee attacks, break blocks and power attacks, with one exception: when you're charging. You can't stop power attacks, but if you see a power attack coming, just let go of the attack button. Then the finishing move will break that power attack. Just keep drilling until they dismember. Or the official cheat, mechanical arm third light attack. Keep a safe distance and keep doing that. Make it as boring as it can be. With all those 8 simple tips, if you can connect them, use them right, and of course with a lot of dying, you will beat Master Ninja in Ninja Gaiden 4. This game is brutal. One of the reasons is it never teaches you any of those things, and you can't learn them by dying repeatedly. Ninja Gaiden is normally considered the hardest game of the entire action game genre, and Master Ninja is the hardest difficulty of the game. So I'm hoping this guide can serve as a starting point for you where you can beat Master Ninja, then eventually Master Ninja the whole game. Good luck!
ようこそいらっしゃい。